Well, what do we got today? We got the Kizer Clutch. Check it out. Very lightweight knife. Under 8 inches, but still really a full-size EDC. Nice micarta scales on this one. And it's not quite 3.5-inch blade, but it is right here up to the bolster. Okay? And let's say 85 millimeter. 86 millimeter, cutting edge 85 millimeter. So yeah, I'd say 3.4 inches and 7.8, somewhere around 7.8 inches overall at about 20 centimeters long. Wow, lightweight. One thing I saw about this knife that kind of stuck with me, especially after I had it in hand, is how fidget friendly it is. It's centered, no blade play or lock rock. Here's your lock up about 30%, 35%. Easy pass through here, got a little machined area, so it's easy to disengage. By the time it gets to there, it's over the detent ball, so check that out. Okay, quick over the detent, so it makes it fidget friendly because by the time that flipper tab hits you in the thumb, you're ready to go. Nice drop to it. Pocket clip is machined titanium. Of course, this whole thing is titanium with a frame lock with micarta. Although you might want to just call it a bolster lock, or you might want to call it a liner lock. I mean, this to me is what I would call a bolster lock, but it's so much like a frame lock. Not really my idea of a true liner lock, but however you want to go with that, because at least you have the matching micarta on both sides. And the micarta on my knife looks really interesting compared to the way it did when I first got it. When I first got it, it looked a lot like this one on Blade HQ. Washed out, kind of a little, there was some little kind of areas where it looked more faded, more whitish, and then really kind of a light tan overall, kind of that chalky micarta thing. But then I just took some of my stupid oil, pivot oil, and I dropped it on here and just worked it around, and it darkened it in. So then I just, I mean, really you should use, if you're going to do that, use food grade mineral oil like you get in the pharmacy. But you can do that and it'll darken down. Now, how long it'll stay like that, I don't know. So I took up the pocket clip so I could get underneath here to all of this micarta area. And we will take this apart. The important thing, how light it is. And it's an open design. Notice that, no backspacer. Keeps it light, and it's okay. I would prefer a backspacer. It'd be nice if they had a micarta backspacer in here, but they don't. 3.13 ounces, and that's what they're saying in the stats as well. Basically 89 grams. So it really does feel light. The ergos are great. Ergos are fine. This is very neutral here, and for right here, your first finger, everything else lines right in there. That feels good. Reverse grip, great as well. Not lots of room for your hand, but adequate for mine at least. And then you've got a little choil area in here. So that's nice for sharpening. Stonewash blade, satin flats, CPM S35VN, and this is a Carlos Elsner design, if you can see right there. Okay. And I don't know much about the designer, but I know one thing, I like this design. And that brings you to design flow, which it does well, right? Right up here. Now let's push this out a little bit and see where we fall. Blade to handle length. It's not bad. It's not bad. So that's pretty good. Detent. It's not a real heavy detent. which makes it real nice and fidget friendly. You don't have any thumb studs, and you don't really have a place to finger flick or any of that, so it's going to be your flipper tab. That's it. Now, in that case, you could have a stronger detent because you're not having to worry about flicking it out or this or that. But regardless, it's smooth, easy to deploy. Let me see if I can fail it just so you get an idea here. I mean, it's really smooth how it deploys. Actually, I'm really pretty impressed with this knife. I know it kind of sounds crazy because in a way it's not my preference to go without a backspacer, but it's so light, and it's not a big knife, but it's not that small either. So let me see if I got my little Para 3 over here. You know, Paramilitary 3. There you go. So it's bigger than that. Now, Paramilitary 2, well, no, not as big. Not as big. Not a whole lot smaller, but not as big. And we'll see if these are number 8s or number 6s. These might be number 8s. They almost look like it. But yeah, just something about the setup. I only usually buy knives that I think I think I'm gonna like, you know, and so I get that impression when I look at them online and I look at the overall design. And I go, "Does this look intriguing?" And yes, it did. Okay, there was just the overall design I liked. The fact that it had the micarta, the matching inlay on both sides, I liked. So I thought, okay, of the Kizers that have come out, this looks pretty intriguing. So I thought I'd put my hands on it. Now I know full retail is $165, which isn't bad. CPMS 35VN, lightweight, nice micarta, titanium. So that's not bad either. And if you get it on, you know, White Mountain Knives, then 10% off, then you're in the 150 or 140 something range. Delivered, and that's not too shabby either. Yeah, I like my micarta darkened down a bit. If it's kind of got that chalky, faded, whitish, weathered look, some people really like that. I don't, so I tend to put some food grade mineral oil on mine and darken them down a little bit. How long it stays like that, who knows? Let's get some paper here. Okay, nice and sharp out of the box. And here's the box. And what does it say? Carlos Elstner. There's the KI 4556 Alpha 1. Okay, this is the micarta handle. 3.41 inch blade, the clutch. So comes in a typical, as Kizer is these days, in that box with kind of a velvety feel. And these are magnetic closures. And then you have a Velcro opening here. And there you go. There's where your knife goes. And then, of course, in this, they give you a microfiber cloth in this little folder, and then they give you some paperwork here that's non-specific to the knife, just some generalized stuff, which I wish they'd give you a piece of paper that talks about the specific knife, like Spyderco does, like Real Steel does, and like some others do. So, nope, but they don't. This is the information you get that's specific to this knife, which is at least something, okay? And, I mean, if you want a different inlay, I think they come in carbon fiber as well. So check that out. I just didn't want a carbon fiber. It looked too pedestrian for me. This really looked more interesting and definitely grippy. Nice and grippy. But the one thing you just won't get over is how nice and fidget friendly it is. It just is. Man, that's just so easy and nice to do. That just really feels good. You got a little lanyard hole back here as well. Standoffs are nice and beefy. You won't be able to stop doing this. This is just great. I like it. Now, okay, kick it out. I did fail it. I mean, I kind of just, oh, now I can't. Now I can't, but I just kind of did it real quick there. Let's take a look at how fat this is. Well, 13.3 millimeters, 0.52, so it's not real thin, you know. It's about average size. 0.11. Yeah, so close to a 3 millimeter blade stock, which is nice and thin. Looks like a flat grind to me, so not a hollow grind. And yeah, it's sharp. I just like it. You could get up here, go like this. This isn't really a go forward position. You might be able to sneak up on there, but yeah, you're safe back in here, and you can still get your thumb up on that blade. Where's my balance? Real easy. I mean, that just finds it right there in that choil area. Good, nice. Now, let's throw this thing apart. Figure out which side we're supposed to take it apart from, and God only knows. Okay, well, I think this will work as good as any. Right there. And now, those are number 6s. So, let's do it. So far, so good. That's easy. Bank. Come on, hold steady, buddy. Throw you out. Are you done? You're not out yet? Okay, there you go. See, dropped. Okay. There we go. Come on. Oh, well, we got ceramic bearings. Looks nice and clean in here. Really good. Of course, you know, they didn't do anything under here to weight relieve because they, you know, machined out this whole area for this micarta, which really is nicely placed in here. I'm not seeing awkward gaps or anything. So well done there. Of course, if you could take this out, which I will right here, then there's your steel washer, and looks like it's got room for the bearings to rest in there, kind of run around. Kick that right out of here. So there you go. There's your steel washer. Nice and clean inside, too. Blade. Let's take a look at this. Okay. Detent track, detent hole. Very nice. And clean. All the way around. There you go. Ceramic detent ball. Over travel stop. Hardened steel insert. All good and fine. I don't think there's anything I could do to make this knife more flipper friendly, more action friendly, because it's good. It is good the way it is. Kick it on here. If it's this good, it's just a matter of do no harm, right? So kick it all back together. Put a couple screws in there. We're done. So, you know, it's not going to be difficult to service this knife, that's for sure. And the screws came out, no big bunches of thread locker, no craziness. And yeah, okay. And there we go. We're all good. Let me see, are we centered? Oh yeah, absolutely. Drop, great. Any play? No, no play at all. Wow, that was easy. So, what do you think? Wow, that was easy. Easy apart, easy together. Great action. Sharp out of the box. It ain't no $250 knife either, so you might be able to grab these under $150. Yeah, you could do worse. I like the design. It's very light in the hand, makes a great gent carry, even though it's not a tiny knife. It's not a 7-inch knife. It's almost 8 inches long when it's open. So 3.4-inch blade, it's all good in the neighborhood, right? And pretty handsome with that micarta, I must say. So thank you, Mr. Carlos. Great design, good execution by Kizer. This is really one of my favorites for 2020 from Kizer. I'm looking forward to more releases. I haven't seen the ones I had expected to see yet, but we will go forward because we're going to do some others that are coming my way that I think should also be interesting. I'm going to let you go. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Yeah, we do. We love them knives, so you guys stay sharp.